Today I am going to be showing you a game called The Inventors. This game came out from Parker Brothers in 1974 and it is for 2 to 4 players. Now The Inventors is a themed game from the late 1800s, and the object of this game is you are trying to become the player that has the most amount of money and inventions. What you're going to be doing in this game is you're going to be buying inventions, possibly selling inventions, collecting royalty money, stealing inventions, doing a lot of different things. There's quite a lot that goes on with this game, and this has probably one of the coolest components I've seen in a board game. So without further ado, let's show you how to play. Okay everybody, let us go over the components. The first thing you have here is your game board, and you can tell this is a very vintage looking game board and it looks great. I believe this represents like the late 1800s. It's got some nice pictures, nice fonts, a lot of good stuff. This here is your incredible patent paper move maker machine. Now with this machine you're going to be rolling the dice and you're going to be putting your patent clips on your inventions. And this is the cool component that I was telling you about. Right here are your pawns. There's 4 of these. These are your patent claim chips. You're going to be receiving these after you've purchased an invention and have landed on a patent claim space or drew a card that allowed you to do it. What these are going to do, and these are numbers 0 through 2, is they're going to basically give you more money if you're able to get a higher number when you go through what royalty track. This here is your money. In the beginning, everybody's going to start with $125,000. These here are the inventions that you will be able to buy. There's 3 different categories. There's A, there's B, and then there is C, and there's some rather interesting ones. The easy wake alarm, the automatic hat tipper, the air-conditioned rocking chair. Just a lot of goofy little inventions. The ones that are in the A class are worth the most, and they'll give you the most amount of money back, and the ones that are in C are worth the least, and will give you the least amount of money back, and B is in the middle. Right here are your Eureka Cards. These cards have a lot of different things that you can do on them. You can collect a patent claim. You can negate certain cards that opponents are going to try to play on you. You can actually play a certain card that will allow you to invest on somebody's invention if they hit the royalty track, which again I'll talk about here in just a little bit. Alright, now here is the really cool component. It's called the Incredible Patent Picker Move Maker Machine. Now this thing does 2 things. It will roll your dice for you, and it will also put a patent clip onto one of your cards over here. So the way you'll roll your dice is you will put it in here like so, and then you'll push this little button. Let me do that again. Isn't that cool? The little bell rings as if you're doing a cash register. That's really, really cool. Alright, the second thing is you're going to be able to put your patent clips onto your cards from here. What you'll simply do is you will just put your card like this and then slide it in and then pop it out, and there you go. There's your patent clip with the number on the back. That's rather cool. Now, when you start the game, you're going to have 3 choices that you can do on your turn. You can either decide to roll both dice, like so. You can play a Eureka card, and in the beginning of the game, you're going to receive 3 of them. If you play a Eureka card, you're going to go ahead and draw one back up to 3, or you can trade in 3 of your Eureka cards and try to get 3 more and try to improve what card you have. So you can do one of those 3 things. And let's talk about the different tracks now. This is the Inventors track right here, and mainly what you can do here is buy inventions, you get patents and steal inventions, and there's a few other spaces too. Here's a space that says invention. It has the name of the invention here and then the amount that you can purchase it for. So if you land on a space like this, you can purchase this invention for that set amount of money. And so let's say I decided to get the eye protector for chickens, so I would end up getting this card, and I would go ahead and put it in my little pile over there. And now if somebody lands on the invention that I have, what's going to happen is they're going to have to roll both of those dice, and they're going to have to pay me $1,000 the amount that they roll. So in this case, my opponent would owe me $4,000. And if I were to land on a space that had a invention that I owned, I would do the same thing. And I would collect the money for that. So I would put the dice in there. In this case, I would end up earning $4,000. Now, if I landed on something called patent claim, this will allow me to put a patent claim on my card. So what I would do is I would go ahead and stick it in here. Then I would go ahead and have the clip. And then I would simply look at the back, and this has the number 2 on it. And I'll talk about what this means in just a minute as well. Here's the law office. Now, there's certain spaces on here that are going to make you pay a fee, or your opponent a fee. If you have to pay a fee, you're going to put it underneath this space. If you land on this space, you're going to go ahead and collect the fee so long as you choose this spot and not this one. This space will allow you to steal an invention of another player, unless they have a card that will negate that. Alright, so this right here is your royalty track. Now the way you get onto the royalty track is if you land by exact count on a corner space, or if you get a Eureka card that will allow you to go here. What you have to do is when you get on the corner space is you have to make a choice. You can either choose to follow the instructions here on the Inventors track, or you can go ahead and place your pawn here on the $, which will allow you to go onto the royalty track. Now when you get on the royalty track, what you're going to do is you're going to put any amount of inventions that you have in a certain category in the middle and go ahead and collect royalties from it. So if you have, like, say, 2 invention cards of C, you can go ahead and place those here in the middle like so, and then you will go ahead and roll the dice, and you will in this case roll 1 die as opposed to 2. So let's say I'm on the royalty track and I've rolled a 4, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what this says is it says 7 times royalty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look in the back of my card here, and let's just take a look. I'll go over here to where it says number 7, and this will tell me the patent clip if I have any. Since there's no patent clip on here right now, this means that I'll receive $28,000. However, if I have one here like this that says 1, I will end up receiving $50,000, and if I had a 2, this would be worth $70,000. So that's what happens when you land on a royalty space. Now there's another space over here that will allow you to make a choice. This one says 3 times the royalties or sell for twice the value. You can go ahead and sell off all of the inventions that you've placed here in the middle. So if you've placed 3 C inventions in the middle, you would have to sell all of those off for whatever the actual value is. The actual value of this one right now with the 1 clip is $36,000, and I would get double that. So if I had, say, 2 of these inventions here in the middle, it was worth $36,000 each. Double that, that's about $72,000, so about $144,000 or so that you would receive if you decide to sell these back. The only way you can stay on this track is if you roll an exact count onto the upcoming dollar space. If you don't end up rolling by exact count, say I roll a 4, I'll have to go 1, 2, 3, and then go here for 4. When that happens, all of the inventions that I put in the middle of the board are going to go back to the bank, and then the patent clips that are on there are going to go out of play, and they're going to be out of the game. Now, if you happen to have this card, which is called the Silent Partner card, this will actually allow you to invest in your opponent's royalty and in his inventions. What my opponent is going to have to do is he's going to have to pay me half of whatever invention is on the card. Now, if my opponent has more than 1 invention here in the middle, I can only invest in 1. So in this case, let's say I went ahead and invested in this, and there is a card that will negate this if my opponent plays it. First thing I will have to do is I'll have to pay an investment fee to my opponent to go ahead and start making the money. This will basically tell you how much I'll have to pay depending on the clip that's here. So since there's no claim on this card at the moment, I would pay him $10,000. Now what my opponent could do is he could take the claim and then play the card that would negate this, and there wouldn't be anything I could do about it. So what ended up happening is, let's say I landed on 5 times royalty, and then we would go ahead and look. Right now I don't have anything, so it would be worth $20,000. So my opponent would end up paying me half of that, which is $10,000, and he would take $10,000. Now, if more than one person happens to have a Silent Partner card, both those people are going to roll the dice, and whoever has the highest is going to be the Silent Partner. And so basically what's going to happen is the game is going to continue like this until all of these patent clips are taken. Once the last one is out of here, that is going to end the game, and everybody's going to go ahead and count up their money and the actual value of their inventions, and whoever has the most amount of money at the end of the game is going to win it. So my thoughts on the Inventors. Well, I got to tell you, I really like this game a lot. One of the things I really love is the, what is it called? The Incredible Patent Picker Move-Making Machine. I think that's what it's called. I love how you can put the dice in there and then hit that little button. It makes that little ka-ching sound with the bell. That is just really, really cool. And then the way you can also put the patent clips on the cards by inserting it into the machine, and out comes the patent clip. That's really cool as well. I really, really like that. I also like the fact that this isn't just a simple roll and move board game, so like Monopoly. You can choose to roll the dice if you want to. You can play a Eureka card if you want to. You can trade in Eureka cards. And also you have the 2 different tracks that you can take. You can decide, do you want to continue trying to see if you can get some more inventions or maybe steal invention? Or do you want to go into the royalty track and collect money? And then you can also try to invest on other people's royalties if they go onto the track. That's a pretty cool little thing too. So there's some strategy to this game. And one thing I really like about the game too is the theme. They did a great job on the board and making this feel like you're in the late 1800s. The board is vintage, the text is vintage, the invention cards are pretty funny and they look vintage. They look great. I really like the theme. They did a really great job with the theme. This game goes for probably about $15 on eBay if you decide to get it. I would recommend giving this game a try if you see it, and it's not that much, so that's another good thing. So folks, that is my review of the Inventors. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you later.